just heard a call for police for several people calling, saying that there was some people tagging the railroad overpass here, and just as I pulled up, the individual is still up there doing his dirty deed, I guess you could say. But this has been a problem for this railroad pass for years. In the past, we've had several people trying to tag some of the new construction. They hit the bridge right there by Forest Park. And the police are on the way here, and the marshals are, hey, we got these guys right now. So, right here.
Let's get it started, man.
Yes, sir.
I just started out all the time with my name is Alexander Lancaster, and I am here with Abstract Dissent. Do you want me to say your other part of your name?
Yeah, Shane Pierce. People just know me by Abstract Dissent because that's what I put on everything. You know, all the murals, everything on the street. So.
And your hand.
And my hand.
I like how we was out the other night and you're just like, hey, just take a picture of my hand and look it up.
Yeah, it's a business card.
Yeah.
Right? Hey, do you? Yeah, right here. Just take a photo because you give someone a business card, it's going to be used for a toothpick and thrown out. But they're going to have that photo. So later when they're at home scrolling through, they're like, oh, yeah, dude, well, there's it. Maybe I should look it up. Yeah.
Yeah. And then it goes, the rabbit hole goes.
Easier. But it was a commitment, right? It was like, this is a commitment because it's on my hand. Everyone could see it. Right. So I'm like that much more of a dirtbag from the arm to the hand. But it's like a conversation piece of like, dude, what does that mean? Like, what is that stamp on your hand? And then it's like, oh, cool. We could talk about art now.
Yeah.
So it's kind of cool. And then the other one I got when I sold my other business, I wanted to get a throat tattoo. And I go into the tattoo shop after I sold the business. And I'm like, all right, let's do it. And one of the chicks working there is like, no going back. And I go, that's exactly why I'm doing it. Because after I tattoo my throat, there's no normal job. Right. Now it's full. I'm doing this for the rest of my life. And that's what that was, is like no going back. So
I've never thought of that.
So those two were like, that's why they were important. Right.
Yeah. Yeah. That mean a lot to you. I mean, just to get started, make sure that we are, letting people know you're a traveling artist. You do murals all over the country, really, right?
Yeah, wherever I can. I haven't been through all of it. I don't know how many states, probably a dozen or so, maybe a couple more. Just wherever the requests come from.
Yeah.
None in Canada. I'm not allowed in there. I tried going over there. They kicked me out.
Oh, man. So tattoo?
Huh?
Because of the throat tattoo?
Honestly, I got profiled. I really did, because I'm pulling up to the border, right, where you cross. And I got that white truck, and it was new because the other one blew the transmission. I'm like pulling up, and there was a car in front of me, and the guy at the window, he's looking at the car, and then he looks over, and dude, I covered up all my tattoos, right? And I like took my hat off. I look normal. I'm trying to look as normal as possible, right? Just like cover everything up, like just, sit up straight. And I wasn't even up to him yet. So he's talking to them and he looks at the truck and he goes, and I went, I'm toast. That double look over, I'm like, I'm toast. I pull right up. He didn't want to hear anything, pulled the truck over. And he just started tearing the truck apart. And I think they thought I was cartel, honestly.
Was you loaded with spray paint at the time?
No, I gave it to my client because I didn't want to cross the bridge with explosives.
Oh, yeah.
So I gave it to him.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, this is going to give them a reason to stop me. I can't give them a reason. They're already going to look for one. I can't give them anything. And so the problem is I started making the trip without a work visa. So then I'm like, I'll just go over and act like a tourist. They weren't buying the shit. And so when they're tearing the truck apart and interrogating me, they find the stickers, the Abstract Dissent. And the guy's like holding the stickers up. He's like, what is this?
Really?
And I'm like, that's for my art. Do you sell these? And I'm like, I used to. I just give them out to fans now, And he's like, what does that mean? And I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, why did you name it that? I'm like, dude, this is like some Gestapo shit. Like, what the hell is going on?
This is Canada, huh?
Dude, and they couldn't find anything, and they put it all together, and they throw me in a room, and an hour later, they throw me in another room, and then this dude comes in here and talks to me. He was probably actually the coolest, a young kid, and brought up a ticket from 26 years ago.
Oh, my God, yeah.
Or like 29 years, I don't know. A long time ago.
Wow.
And it was like a speeding, like reckless op. I had this 75 Torino.
Yeah.
It was like this young kid, right? And I outran this this park ranger. But she said I was doing burnouts down in the park, which I was like 7 miles out of the park or whatever. And I knew she was just like being annoying, trying to get me with something, but she didn't. So like when I got off the gravel and I got on the pavement, I just gunned it and I got like 120 and I dusted her. And then she pulled me over and lied and said it all happened at the park. And I'm like, how do you go 120 on a dirt road where people are fishing? Like, so whatever. That stupid ticket, right, is what came up in Canada and why I'm not allowed in. And they said, if you go over and try to sneak back in, we're going to throw you in jail.
So that you're just...
Don't come back.
You're done.
You're done.
Yeah,
I'm like, over a traffic violation? I'm like, what about the DUI? Is like, that didn't come up. So
man,
I can't go to Canada.
I thought Canada was like
if
more
you're in
friendly.
Canada, don't call me for a mural. I can't do it.
Well, you ended up in Topeka and you started working on a mural over at the Topeka Zoo.
Yes.
And, you know, I mean, tell me a little bit about that project, dude.
Well, they found me because of Mountain Vet Clinic, which is right down the street.
Yeah.
And I painted the cats and dogs portraits, and they saw that and then got the idea, oh, he paints animals. Maybe we should have him down here. So, yeah, they wanted to tell a little story with the way our plastic travels through different regions and ends up in the ocean. And so I painted an eagle, an otter, a terrapin, and a whale shark, and each one of those represent that region that our plastic travels through before it ends up in the ocean, you know, where the whale sharks are.
It's an awesome story and an awesome piece. And I'll make sure to insert some of the photos from from the project in there. And, you know, that's just speaking of that, like our art, how it brings like attention to different topics. I mean, so let's talk about that part a little bit.
Well, I don't get political, so I'm like more on the offense and like to focus on my clients that are bringing me in and what they do. And that pretty much started from when I first started spray painting. I was just kind of hitting the street, like experimenting with a new art form, and people were driving by are like, hey, can you paint this? And then I would go down to their place and like, what do you guys do here? Right. And, oh, we're a nonprofit bike shop. And I'm like, okay, so did like people, these, like, how do they get a bike? And they're like, you come work for 8 hours, you break down and sort parts. And then after 8 hours, you can build your own bike and take it home. And I'm like, okay, so there's no money involved? And they're like, no. And I'm like, so anybody get a bike, just putting in work? They're like, yeah. How much for the mural? And I'm like, free. I'll donate it. You're giving me the wall. I like your cause. Nice. That's literally how the art got started, was by doing that. I didn't feel good enough to charge for my artwork because I was just learning it. And I did that so much that's what Abstract Dissent stood for.
So,
right? So like, that still is the basis of what I'm doing today, right? I'm out at the zoo. Yeah, it's cool. You know, Abstract does dope art. But to me, it's like, but look at all the people working here. Look at all the things going on with the zoo, how it's available to the public, and, you know, the conservation end of it and everything else. But it's like people doing a lot more than me. I'm just kind of the guy that comes in and
so you say,
brings the attention, kind of highlights them. I like to make it about who I'm working for. Not every client is interesting.
Yeah.
But a lot of them, because I've done a lot of that type of work, I attract a lot more of it. And so places like the zoo and the nonprofits like the Humane Society, or doing like a school, or more importantly, a Title I school, you know, with kids living in high poverty, and they're probably more likely going to be your artist. It's really, it means a lot more to me to be able to do those projects, you know, because those are the people that prop me up and put me here.
Yeah, man. Like, and so just also speaking of the benefits for you, I mean, you feel good about helping others, but talk a little bit about how this is helping you too.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I've been through so much in life, and I think full circle, it's what I need to keep going, right?
Let's start with the kind of the beginning of the journey of Abstract Dissent.
Well, I mean, the way I started spray painting is I ran out of space in my house. So I was living in, well, I was getting more involved in public art, public installations, including art, I should say, in Cleveland, because I come from a building background. So we built like downtown Cleveland's first dog park. And instead of just like a fence with gravel, which the city was doing, we're like, hey, let's build a cool structure so it's like a training course for dogs where they run up and they go down something. But like we're going to build that out of construction material and kind of Cleveland theme it. So we're going to do a steel bridge, like the Detroit Bridge in the background.
Too cool, yeah.
We're going to do like a brick archway to match the brick buildings. But then we're going to bring in artists and we're going to paint local dogs. So it was kind of like building
cool.
and art fused together into like a public installation. And I loved it, dude. Like I needed something new. And we were working with a bunch of artists. And then, dude, they were just like being a bunch of prima donnas, you know?
Can't imagine.
Hey, man, like, so we lay out the plywood and I'm like, drew the line, go, all right, we need dogs here. And then if you flip it, you can do dogs there. And then we're going to cut it and it's going to be both sides of the ramp. And then so we lay it out and whatever. And then we leave. And then like 40 minutes later, we get a call. And we're like, what's going on? And they're like, can you come flip the plywood? What?
Oh, wow.
What did you just ask us? You asked us to drop everything we're doing to come turn plywood over for you. Are you fucking kidding me? And then I'm sitting there looking at the art and I told my buddy, I'm like, I could do that. That's nothing. They're just doing vector stuff. They're taking images, they're putting it in a computer, vectorizing it and transferring it. Like, so I started doing more of the art, dude, because we couldn't get much done, right? And it's like the more I could do myself. So that's what got me more involved.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Right? And I started painting a lot. And eventually I moved to Charlotte and I have an apartment completely covered in art and I have no more room for it because I was just painting my ass off. And that's what led to going outside. It's like I could do another painting and it's going to get shoved in the corner. Nobody's going to see it. It's probably going to get messed up. Or I could just go outside. There's unlimited space. I don't need to worry about space.
Yeah.
That's what led to going outside and learning a new medium and spray paint because I'm like, dude, there's canvas everywhere. Right?
Yeah.
I can paint anywhere. And maybe somebody will see it instead of being in my house was the idea. And then I just got fascinated with the art form because I'm used to working with my hands and tools and it was the same thing. Right. So I'm like, cool. This is like, and I'm instant gratification. I don't like sitting in front of a canvas for a month. I'm going to be done in like 2 days.
Yeah.
So like the spray paint, like soon as I got graffiti paint, and I had some control, I'm like, oh shit, dude. Like I should have been doing this from the start. Instant gratification, large scale, you know, physical work, working with a tool essentially. And then I just became addicted and I'm like, I need to do this every day. I think if I could do this every day, I could get really good at it. Well, while I was doing that, I was posting it even when I sucked and like people wanted it.
Yeah.
And so I was able to grow in front of everybody because I wasn't afraid to put it out there, even though it wasn't great. So, and I think it's been fun for everyone else to follow that journey and watch the progression.
Yeah. And so the canvases you used to create was abstract work, right?
Abstract. And then I got burned out on those. And then it was kind of working on like portraits and realism and then a mixture of both and then like a little bit of spray paint and stencil and then you know it was just a natural evolution. I'm attracted to imagery and like strong imagery and you know animals and faces is what we see the most. Yeah. So I think that's what I leaned in towards as far as like if somebody commissions me I'm like how could we get a cool focal point of like a cool animal or a person or something and It's just how I design and where my mind starts.
And I don't know if we said it, but you use primarily spray paint.
Yeah.
And you focus a lot on animals, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm probably most known for the animals, and it's not that I'm any better at those than anything else I paint. It's just more attractive. People want to look at that more. Right?
How would you say the animal part got started?
Schools.
Schools?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I went into my first school, and actually the first one didn't even have one. It had a train. So I painted a train because that's what Salisbury is known for. Uh-huh. It's a depot there. It's been there forever. And so the elementary school was a train, and they wanted to be inspirational and say believe. So I took like graffiti and believe, and then I took the train, and then I took their school colors and put those two things together with the school colors. And then that kind of became the format for schools, right? It was like graffiti and imagery. And a lot of them have animals. So I would take their basic illustration that they have on a shirt for the football team and turn it, like if it's a hawk, right? I would take that and turn it into realism, and then take the saying, whatever it is, we are blah, 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 turn that into graffiti, and then put these together on a 40-foot wall. So I think I got a lot of the experience from doing schools and painting mascots and turning them into realism is probably what built my name with the animals, I'm guessing.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what's your like goal for the direction you're going? You're like, I mean, you're traveling right now. Your second time being here in Topeka, and dude, I really appreciate you spending some time with me and sharing your time with me, because I know you're busy as heck. Talk a little bit about what you're planning on in the future, man.
I don't know what the future is. I try not to plan anything or have I try not to have expectations.
Yeah, but if you want to keep painting.
Yeah, if I have expectations, I set like some really small ones. Instead of big ones, because I could look at a lot of things that have happened throughout the art career that I got super stoked about and never panned out.
Yeah. Right.
They just like, we talked about the documentary, and, there's a lot of things that you're like, oh man, maybe this is it. This is, and then it's not, and it turns into bullshit, and you're just like another dead end road. But so the best is when I don't have any agenda or expectations, when the best things happen. So I don't like to go, this is where I want to be in 3 years with my career.
Yeah.
I try not to do that. What it really is just,
what am I going to do tomorrow?
try to stay busy, right? I just recently had to sell my house and a lot of things because financially I was getting in a bind, because I thought it was going to be good forever. I thought, once you make it and you got consistent work and you could turn down murals and pick and choose, that's how the rest of your career goes. No, that's not how it goes. You could have the rug pulled out at any moment, like I did, and not have paid work for 4 months. And when you're just surviving off your art at that point, you have no income. Now it gets sketchy.
No doubt about it.
So I've just recently went through that, and it's picking back up. So in my mind, all I am trying to do is to have consistent work as a muralist, and it's not easy all the time. And economically, you don't know what's going to happen, because we're the first ones to go. It's a luxury item.
Yeah.
People don't have to paint the outside of their building.
Even though it's super important for our community, it's super important messages. And, there is like this spotlight that artists, it still is like, when the hardest times come, we're the first to be cut.
Nobody's susceptible, bro. Yeah. Like you don't get to a point to where you're not susceptible to that.
Yeah.
That's what I've learned. No matter how much success, how much hype online, whatever you're doing, dude, like you could still be just like every other artist, get the rug pulled out and not know and have to go get a real job again.
Yeah.
Like that's right around the corner all the time.
Yeah.
And you try not to stress about it too much, and you sort of get used to it, but I don't know, dude, it's like, it's life.
Yeah. Well, what do you do? I mean, I would think that spray painting on walls would be like so fun, but once you turn it into a whole job, what do you do for fun now?
Fish.
Yeah, I like
trying to learn how to surf. Yeah, I'm just like, I just moved to Florida, so I'm enjoying the new region of being on the coast.
Yeah.
So that's where I go.
Yeah, no doubt.
Like I wake up and lay around a little bit and recover from a mural, but like the sun's out, it's 70 degrees. There's like 3 to 4 foot waves, and I'm like, all right, dude, I'm going up to the ocean. And I don't know, dude, just leaving everything in the truck.
Yeah.
And it's just like you in the sand, in the ocean with the wildlife, no phone, no nothing, just disconnected. I don't know, man. It's like where I want to spend most of my time, because when I'm doing this, I'm working like crazy. Like I just did 2 murals back to back. I just worked 2.5. It'll be 3 weeks and when I get home from when I left, and it's been nonstop working, grinding the whole time. So I work a lot on the road. It's not a big party.
Yeah.
Screwing off half the time. It's really working hard to make up for the time that I didn't have work.
Yeah.
You know,
no, every time I've seen you after work, you look beat.
Just smoked, dude. I get burned out from it, man. Like I'm getting old. So yeah.
Well, I tell you, I woke up this morning and I was like, dang, 55, huh? 10 years from now. And I'm like, geez, that goes by so fast. I remember when I was 45, like it was just like 10 years from now, I'll be 55. And I'm like,
I wouldn't imagine you 55.
That is fast, man.
That's crazy. You do not look 55.
So, yeah, I mean, that's the, like, yeah, I mean, eventually, the shoulders, because, I mean, when you're painting, your shoulders.
Dude, all this gets super tense.
All that is like.
Yeah, I actually tore the shoulder, dude, messed up something from spray painting so much. I painted in Texas for, I think, 5 or 6 weeks and came back to North Carolina. I was painting 5 or 6 weeks, and then this whole shoulder got destroyed.
Oh, man.
Just from like this tense and your head up like this.
Yeah.
For like 3 months.
Yeah.
It's just a lack of mobility. You're not doing anything else. All this, dude.
Right.
Now I get like this head spasm and twitch, dude, where my head starts jogging, and I know it's like nerve damage and shit, and construction and
that's another thing you
crashing
do,
cars and snowboards and skateboards and 4-wheelers, and just like your body's destroyed, dude.
Yeah,
it's wrecked.
And you've mentioned before, like before you go even do a mural, you like try to get some kind of workout and stuff. You try to take care of your body. I know
I got a condition to do it, or else I'm just gonna like be spent out in 4 hours, right? So I'll go to
like a whole training in between. Going,
and all I do is like, I don't know what they do at the gym, right? Like they go there to get big and get swole for the chicks.
Yeah,
dude, I'm just like. I got to climb 20 minutes on the stair stepper to build my legs. So when I got to go up and down this fucking ladder for 2 weeks, that I'm not smoked after a day, right? So like that's all I'm doing, and then I got like a broken back and herniated discs and a compressed spine and stuff. So I do like lifting a kettlebell, a lot of back stuff to build that up. So like when I go lift up 5-gallon buckets of paint or a paint sprayer, I don't throw my back out and then I'm screwed for 3 days. So my training is just training to spray paint. Really, that's all. And addressing injuries, right? Yeah. So like with the shoulder, I went to the gym and I talked to a trainer. I'm like, dude, this whole section's fucked in my arm. And when I lift it up this high, it hurts. And he's like, all right, you got to come over here, get this rubber band. You got to do exercises like this and then do them in reverse. You got to build up the back of the shoulder. It's going to pull all back in line and then the pain will go away. That's me. I'm like doing physical therapy at the gym. It's just like I'm not there trying to look like everyone else. I'm trying not to hurt when I go to work. Yeah. So like if anybody's going to get into this, like remember this. It's not, it becomes physical. It's like construction. It's a full body workout. Mentally, it's going to push you. It's going to be 100 degrees sometimes and you're going to be in the sun. Like, you got to be on articulating lifts 30 feet in the air. You got people that aren't following the sidewalk being blocked off, and you got safety things you got to worry about. Like, are you moving a lift without looking at the wheels and see someone standing 3 feet? It becomes real, like a construction job, but also doing art in the middle of a construction job. So there's all that right, as well, that could burn you out. It's not just painting bedrooms for people. At least with me, it's not, right? It turns into huge projects. So, and I don't have a crew because artists are super unreliable. And they like to not paint because they don't feel creative today.
Yeah.
Or
hang nail.
They want to get political and, oh yeah, but this guy, this, da, 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 and they can't just like go paint and do commission work.
And do their,
so I do everything on my own. So that's also why, you know, I get burned out and exhausted. Is I just painted 107-foot mural and then painted like that tiger enclosure. Like that was a lot of square footage for one person, you know? And you go in strong and it's like, hell yeah, I got this, you know, and halfway through it, you know, you're 9 days into spray paintings nonstop and the wind's blowing 30 miles per hour. And you're just like, all right, dude, this kind of sucks now.
Yeah. I mean, Kansas isn't easy in the wind, man. I mean, our average wind's like, I think 12 miles an hour.
Dude,
like,
not this
all the time. No, that's just,
we're just
like
above over 30 mile per hour.
Yeah,
gust.
that's about average for spring. There's always this system coming in. Man, I appreciate you being here again, man.
For sure.
Is there anything else you want to add to this before we?
No, I'm just glad that you were persistent and kept reaching out, because I go travel and all I do is work and I don't get out much and I don't get to see the city or meet very many artists. And the street art thing is very competitive. A lot of people at the same caliber don't want to get along.
Right.
And I think it's cool, like what you have done in Topeka, how you have like the graffiti wall and you've kind of orchestrated that space to open it up to new people to go and learn spray paint. You have this gallery here where a lot of people who can't put their art anywhere else because of whatever message, you've made it okay and have not censored people. And I appreciate that. Thanks, about man. You. And you've shown me around town and introduced me to a lot of people. And it's cool to, one, be able to relate to somebody, and two, to be able to talk about a lot of things, because like my peers that I would normally talk to about being a commission artist and spray painting, you know, or it's always something weird, like they're going to steal an idea or they want to find your formula. And like, they're not truly caring about you and your art. Yeah. And I found that here at Two Wolves is like, that's your vibe. That's truly your agenda. And we're able to really share a lot of information and talk, knowing that it's in support of each other, not competitiveness. And I don't find that often anymore in my industry. So I just want to thank you for being you and doing that. And that's why, hey, you want to do a podcast? Yeah, for sure, dude.
Thank you, brother. But it is. This is all about you today. This podcast is all about you. Abstract Dissent, man. Thank you so much, bro.
Thanks, brother. I appreciate it.
Put that tattoo up so they can see it.
That's it.
All right, bro.
Go follow it.
All right, yeah. Check out Abstract Dissent. He's got all kinds of different places he posts on: Instagram, Facebook, YouTube,
TikTok. That's about it.
All the ones that you need on your phone.
Yeah.
Go check them out. And usually the videos are pretty cool and you can learn a lot from what he's doing. I appreciate you sharing your knowledge, man.
Thank you, sir.
We're out.
See ya.